52% of American households may not be able to maintain their standard of living in retirement. That's according to the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College.
Right. Omaha's retirement strategist Darrell Bryant is here to shed some light on that. He's one of the area's leading financial advisors. Darrell hosts a weekly retirement show in Omaha that airs Saturday mornings on 1110 KFAB, and he helps folks in Omaha plan for that retirement.
Welcome back, Darrell Bryant.
Yes.
Good to see you, Darrell.
Good to see you guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
as usual.
That stat is pretty alarming, right? 52% of American households are at risk of not being able to maintain their standard of living.
Right. So, and that's a really, really big deal for a retiree. The worst part about it is people will come into retirement, they won't have done any math when they get ready to retire, and they're thinking, we don't see this a lot in our office. Let me tell you something, because the people that come into our office know that we're going to do some math. We're going to tell them whether or not they're ready to retire, on what basis can they retire, etc. However, those people who would just turn in their keys and say, you know what, we'll work it out. I just want to quit working, and surely we're going to be okay. We'll just adjust our lifestyle to whatever the income is, are in for a really big surprise, because what's going to happen is they're going to have more time on their hands than they ever have had in the past, and then they're going to start having conversations about what exactly is going to go. What are we going to give up? Because we can't do the things that we used to do. We're accustomed to these regular paychecks. Which takes me back to the income plan that you need. You got to do some math and have an actual income plan and a strategy for this. But here's the kind of things I put together a little visual. Where am I?
Well, this puts it into perspective for you, because we'll have you hold it up just a little bit there.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. So what's going to go? This is the kind of conversation. How do we do that? There we go. This is the kind of conversation you're going to have. What's going to go, honey? Are we going to give up the golf membership at Shadow Ridge? Are we going to give up, you know, I like to go, have you ever been to Pheasant Bonanza?
I have not.
No, what is that?
No, I know some people that have, yeah.
It's what you might call executive hunting. You show up and rent a dog.
I want to go.
It's a beautiful thing. Husker season tickets, or maybe you're tailgating. Maybe you don't. He doesn't get to get that '68 Camaro to drive around. You know, I mean, something's going to go. Maybe you don't have to get to have the Snowbird Florida month anymore, and whatever it's going to be. Or maybe you don't get the wine budget anymore. Maybe you don't get to travel to see the grandkids the way you thought. Or now we can't fly. We're going to have to drive. Right. And so the lifestyle is going to change. But the worst part about it is you're going to have more time on your hands to do the things that you would like to do, and less money to do so. Right. Right?
Well, what if you don't want the lifestyle to change? I mean, you want to be able to do all the certain things that you've been accustomed to throughout the years.
Well, again, you're going to have to do some math, and so when you do the math, if we catch it, it's like going to the doctor. You catch it early enough, and we can probably fix it. So it could be that the solution is, you know what, maybe you just work 2 more years. Let's see the difference between retiring at age 62 or 63 or retiring at age 65, when you don't have to worry about that Medicare transition. You're going to have your health insurance is going to be covered, etc. The difference between just a couple more years and retiring for those people who are just on the edge is night and day difference when it comes time to retire. We're talking about a wonderful retirement lifestyle versus a not so wonderful retirement lifestyle where you're worried about money. It's an incredible thing, and here's why. Maximizing Social Security, Mike, working a couple of years where you're still saving and not spending, still growing as well and not spending, then you get your Medicare, right? And you're not having to pay for all that health insurance out of pocket, which is much, much less expensive. And you maximize the social. We start talking about maximizing RMDs. We start to coordinate all these things. You have more money saved and fewer years of life remaining. So it's just a huge difference on that last bit. So planning is the key, and the biggest problem is that most people don't actually do any math. And the problem is that in my particular industry, we're talking with advisors who are not accustomed to doing that math. Okay, had a lady in the office day before yesterday. The reason I'm here is because, listen, my guy has grown my money by tons just like you. But when I sit across from the conference table from him, he's not getting it. He's not understanding that what I'm 60 years old, or I'm 65 years old, whatever the case. In this case, the lady's 60 years old and she's retiring. But I need an income plan, and when we put together the income plan to make sure that we can afford all these things, right? Then the blood pressure comes down, and we put the entire income plan is right there on the board with the accounts that are earmarked for very specific time frames, and that's when the stress level falls right through the floor. They turn in their keys with confidence, and the next time I see them, they're wearing a tank top and shorts.
Right.
Right.
And that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right, let's get down to business.
Well, if you are 5 to 10 years out from retirement, then you want to be sure you're taking proactive steps right now to maintain your quality of life in retirement.
Yeah, we just want you to start by getting a retirement readiness review. Darrell and his team, they'll crunch the numbers for you to find out exactly where you're currently standing with retirement, and so you really want you to put a plan in place that will get you to where you want to be. This offer is good for Blend viewers who are nearing retirement.
Or in retirement. And here's the number to call, 402-932-2141. Again, 402-932-2141, or go to dbryant.retirementstrategies.com.
Yeah, good information.
Great
Listen,
information.
You don't want to accumulate some wealth and then get to the point of retirement and say, okay, now how much do I have?
Right.
How do I retire?
How to be prepared.
That's the worst, because if you're afraid to enjoy your money, right, at retirement, which is so common, people are paralyzed because they don't have an income plan. Well, why in the world what are we doing here? We
Yeah.
saved all that money for what? So we can
scared to
stare at it.
Yeah.
Be
Listen,
prepared.
do the math, you can do it, and
this guy.
believe me, your stress level will fall right through the floor with
Right.
an income plan. No question about it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Darrell.